So, story about me and alcohol. I would say I started at a relatively young age. The thing you have to understand about alcohol is that it holds you prisoner, right? Because most of us, we start consuming it very, very young. We start associating it as a great time, as something fun. And looking back, all it was a friendship of intoxication. We never grew in life, we never did anything, we never learned anything. We kind of just existed and did minuscule things, but at its core, it was getting intoxicated. It makes you reckless. Now, I think the issue with alcohol and why everyone is so addicted to it is they start bashing it, right? They associate it as like, oh yeah, it's bad for you, it's bad for your health, all these associations. But it is so much deeper than that. You see, the times that I have quit alcohol in my life, I can take it back to the first time I started my business, and that business was running dogs, right? And so if you're running a lot, you don't benefit at all from drinking alcohol. You're gonna feel absolutely miserable the next day. So drinking alcohol was just unacceptable. There was no way I was going to drink a night before and run 8 miles the next day. I mean, it would be unfair to the client, it'd be unfair to the dog, and it'd be unfair to me because I would be suffering the entire time. It's important to understand, most of us, because we started at a young age, we don't actually see the pain that comes with it. And one of the biggest pains is actually how much it holds you hostage. It makes you believe that whatever you're doing is a great time, and it's actually all just so repetitive. You're going out for dinner with the same friends all the time. You're going to the club, same friends all the time. You're hanging out with friends at a park, going to the mountains, going to the movies. These are all activities revolving primarily around alcohol. You strictly want to be enjoying that moment because you enjoy poisoning yourself and being addicted to the substance, right? And why else would you drink it? Well, because it tastes good, but it tastes terrible. It took me years, right? Right now I'm able to sip hard liquors if I really wanted to, but if I really think about it, why would I sip it if it didn't intoxicate me? Because they're really not all that precious. Like, I'd much rather consume some sweet pastry, but I don't, because alcohol makes me feel a certain way. And it starts to consume your time so much, it makes you unproductive the next day. Because think of any time you go out to drink, and then think about what you get done the next day. Even if it's 1 or 2 drinks, because personally I've done this, I've gone out of my way. I've gone weeks to months without drinking. I've even gone a whole year back when I was really pursuing my own hustle. And the moment I found myself drinking 1 drink, 2 drinks, the next day I just really didn't want to do anything. And I did this recently too. I went out to dinner with my family, and I thought, well, I mean, let's have some champagne and red wine with our dinner, because champagne, let's toast to my brother's birthday. And wine, let's toast to having a nice pairing, right, with our steaks. And I woke up the next day with absolutely no ambition, no drive to get anything done. I just hung out, I distracted myself with whatever I could, and I was unproductive. The amount of brain fog I had going on, I didn't really want to get anything done. I just wanted the day to end so I could wake up tomorrow and be productive again. And so you can see how it steals your attention for that night, and it steals your attention for the next day. Aside from productivity, right, because I am a more fitness education approach on the channel, I do want to also state that it simply destroys your recovery. You're not going to recover the same way. It dehydrates you. Your sleep is destroyed. Like, you will have absolutely horrible recovery. Now, I am not affiliated with any sort of sleep monitoring devices. However, if you have the chance, get one or use the one you may currently have and pay attention. Pay attention to how you feel 2 weeks of being sober, how much your HRV goes up, how much your overall energy day to day, and how you feel, how excited you are to get things done, to progress in life. Pay attention to all of that. Go 2 weeks without drinking, and trust me, on that second week, when you take a picture of yourself, you're gonna look so much better, even in something as little as 2 weeks. Your inflammation is going to go down, you're gonna be less watery, less puffy, and your brain fog's gonna be gone. You're going to have more energy. And the moment you drink, the next day, take a picture, and it is mind-blowing. I mean, my face would swell up. At my prime of drinking a lot, or any sort of moment I have in my life where I'm finding so much fulfillment through drinking and I don't realize how much I'm falling into that hole, my face looks swollen. And I've taken pictures of myself when I am heavily in these phases. I'll maybe even pop one up here. I had posted it on my Instagram, and I kid you not, I went a week without drinking. My face looked so much slimmer, so much better. And I just had to take down the post. I was like, this looks nothing like me. I look like an absolute disgusting pig. Like I look disgusting. I can't believe how much it swells you up and makes you hideous, because it is poison. I mean, it brings nothing but bad. And when you think of the goods, right, the pros, people of course drink because they do a pros versus cons. They see it as beneficial, right? It makes you more social, it makes you more confident. But that's simply because you're addicted. It's simply because when you're not drinking, your stress levels are actually higher. They looked into alcohol, and anytime you're not drinking, your stress levels go up. When you drink again, you have to drink more to feel the same buzz, and your stress levels still go up. Even more and more, to the point where you're heavily relying on this substance to keep you feeling comfortable, feeling at peace. It literally cages you up, and it robs your entire life. Because if you're not drinking, you're not enjoying what you're doing. And just like I said, the taste is just not there. Even if you combine it, let's think about a cocktail, right? All you're doing is adding sugar. You're adding some form of juice, adding some form of sweetener to make it somewhat pleasant. So now you're getting into two substances. And this heavily will destroy your physique. You're going to have more body fat because you're consuming more calories that are not actually satiating you. And they're extremely inflammatory calories. I mean, alcohol is completely empty of any source of nutrients. And so is sugar, right? So looking back, again, back when I first initially started dabbling with such a thing, I saw it as so exciting, right? I was underage, and I just thought to myself, wow, like I'm being rebellious in the back of my mind. Like I probably shouldn't be doing this. My morals were being questioned. I had very good parents, very great upbringing. I was very blessed, and I am very blessed for where I am. However, I just linked up with the wrong people and started seeing it as a fun time. They saw it as a fun time. And at the core, we always just huddled up primarily to drink. So really reconsider, take a moment, maybe something as little as even 2 weeks for most of the effects of alcohol to leave your system, and really consider the people you are hanging out with and what you're getting done, where you're progressing. Even consider how much better you feel in the gym when you're doing cardio, anything active, your day-to-day life. I mean, I remember back then, I even dreaded having to go get groceries. Like, it was just such a task. Even something as little as doing laundry, I just felt so miserable, and I just wanted to kick back and get my pleasures from just drinking and numbing myself, that anything that was productive and I felt like I should be fulfilling felt unfulfilling. It felt miserable. I didn't want to go out of my way to do anything that got me further in life, that leveled up my physique, leveled up my overall health, and leveled up my day-to-day life. Because all alcohol was doing was taking up hours of my nights, 3-4 hours, and taking away my next day. I felt such high brain fog. Now, if you're constantly living in this state, you might not be able to really see what I'm talking about, but it's the moment you quit it and you start seeing, wow, like my workouts feel better. I have more energy. I'm able to focus a lot better on what I want to be doing in my day-to-day life. So really, really consider it. Especially if you're trying to get jacked, let's be honest. Because it is one of the easiest ways to get rid of any inflammation in your gut, have your six-pack showing, have more energy to go run, go hike, go do any form of cardio, and to hit the gym, put on some muscle, recover properly the night before, and do it again the next day, and be so excited to see your body transforming right in front of you. And I do have a link in the description if you are interested in having help from someone to personally craft and create something tailored specifically toward you that will work. It will make you lose weight. It will make you finally have that six-pack, look healthy, feel like an athlete, and not have to rely on something as crap as alcohol. See you, fellas.